Oh yeah, no, you gotta be all like, hey, cause you're live
We're
now,
on.
baby.
We're on. Let's do it.
We done it. We're live. Hey, hey,
No,
all
stop. Turn it
zero
off. Turn it off.
viewers. Welcome,
Hell yeah.
welcome to the
For
stream.
now.
For now, I should do this more often. I mean, not just with you people, but like, I should be a streamer. I think I got
Mhm.
streamer energy.
You got that streamer energy. Yeah.
All right. Oh shit. Hi. Welcome to Abyssal Monsters and Mobsters, where I am putting these chumps through the paces of a game written by myself and Ash Cheshire, which is a forged in the dark game about monsters, humans, and the delightful space in between, in which these not quite monster, not quite human folks are attempting to survive and thrive in the Las Vegas of the 70s. Let's give ourselves quick introductions. John, who the heck are you?
I am Lucky the Lemon Lamanuzzi, and I am being haunted. There's a ghost trying to take over my body, and he's getting closer and closer to doing it. And I sneeze.
I heard him. That was the ghost.
That was the ghost. That was me, like, he's trying to escape, but I crammed him back in. Blue Eyes Romano is his name. And he's been my buddy for a few years, kind of ghosting it up, palling it up. But lately, he's been making a play for my body, wanting to take it over. So I feel like that's going to happen soon because I'm starting to, become more susceptible to it happening to me. And he's making a play. He's making a play, I'm telling you.
We're all very excited to see if and when that happens. If and when. Tom, who the heck are you?
And what the hell happened? I don't know.
I am Paul Mall, lanky, extremely smelly casino blackjack dealer who has literally grown up in a casino and has a strange, uncertain relationship with a possibly sentient, possibly not entity known as the miasma that is essentially the smoke that infuses Las Vegas.
Born
Yeah.
inside a cigarette.
Normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Adam, who the hunk are you?
I am Hubert Books Mortowski, who is a information broker and special accountant to mafia and other associated crime enterprises.
One of those really special accountants. Are you some kind of also supernatural freak?
No,
No, that's just he just has that day job and that's it.
that's it. Pretty boring. No,
Just
Books is
a really normal guy whose eyes just glow a little, you know?
Yeah.
everybody. No, Books is tapped into a supernatural information source, but he's unwilling to fully admit and accept this truth.
Well, who knows? Maybe this will be the episode in which all of that changes because if I recall correctly, what happened last week, y'all made a deal with the House, the leader of the Fae who run the Gossamer Casino, a non-existent casino on the edge of Vegas, who has really explicitly confirmed that y'all are supernatural in nature, even if she doesn't exactly know what's going on with Paul Mall. Is something weird. At which point you took some time to think about what you want to do next while you are sort of waiting for her to give you the order to fulfill your part of the contract and go into the Regal Royale Casino and deliver something somewhere. So you decided what you want to do, if I am recalling correctly, was meet Hunter S. Thompson,
Mm-hmm.
who the House informed...
But not just meat.
Not just meet, do drugs with.
And not just, but the best.
It was...
We worked hard.
Yeah, we went out and got the best drugs.
Yes.
It was special double peyote. Yeah, it's the good shit. Because the House informed you that Hunter had something to do with the Fate Weavers, an organization who has something to do with our friend Books. And you kind of wanted to get to the bottom of all that. Is that a fair summary?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all acquired the very best of peyote that you can find in Vegas, and my God, that's good shit. And by, mentioning that you had it at the Circus Circus Casino, Mr. Thompson came to find you and told you to bring him up to his hotel room before promptly passing out. At which point you were joined by this same Toni Collette-looking woman who has spotted you at the end of your 2 previous missions and offered to help you carry him back to his suite. And I believe that is where we find you, unless you've decided to cause some mischief with your unconscious hunter on the way on the elevator.
Is it is the woman one of the 2 that have been showing up, or somebody else? I don't.
One of the
so.
2, yeah.
I think
Okay.
one of the 2, yeah.
All right.
She has seen you before, and you have seen her seeing you before.
Hmm. And she seems to. Was it implied that she knew him or knew the way to his room, or just that she showed up?
She told you she knows the way to his room, and in a manner that suggested this is not necessarily the first time that she's carried Hunter S. Thompson up to his hotel room.
Well, what I find interesting is that she's obviously like a right-hand man, or one of the helpers, or on the team of Thompson, and they were watching us from the very beginning. So,
which I think begs the question of, although I'm not really the talker.
Of what?
Yeah, of what?
Why you been following us?
Oh, yes.
Which that's about as talkative as I get. So pretend that I said that.
Why you been following us?
Yeah,
why you been following us?
I think the sight of her would make me a little nervous. Although if she's affiliated with Hunter, then maybe she's a friend and not a foe. But
yeah,
I would bluntly and not very nicely ask why she's been following us.
Right there in the bar before you even get Hunter out, or do you wait till
Hell yeah. I'm not getting pulled into a trap.
That's fair. Okay. She ooh. Anyway, she looks you dead in the eye. And says, "Paul, now's not the time. Why don't we cover that after we have gotten out of the bar and up to Mr. Thompson's room. Thank you."
Did she just call me by my name?
Sure did.
All right. I'm already pretty pale, but I'm a little bit paler now.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm white as a sheet. I
definitely knows pretty much everything about us.
Yeah, I definitely blanch at that and probably suck on my cigarette a little bit harder, but I think that shuts me up. So yeah, I will, I don't know, try and put one of his arms over my shoulder or whatever.
I grab a leg.
I watch you guys.
And my doctor says no strong physical labor. This ticker can't handle it.
Oh,
Hubert, if you don't mind, this will be easier with the 4 of us.
Ooh.
All right.
What? And she just looks like a normal woman.
She does.
Right?
I believe we established that she looks almost exactly like Toni Collette.
Right.
But Toni Collette isn't famous yet, so this isn't surprising to you.
But this is like, she has like a cool coat on, right? With like fur.
No.
Like, I don't know why I picture her in like
What is her attire?
Ooh.
Like some cool coat with like, kind of like a fur collar.
Just a bikini.
And gloves.
A shirt that says "I'm with stupid" and there's an arrow pointing to Hunter.
No, she is not dressed in an interesting way. She has I would call like a plain blue dress, a good Republican dress.
Nondescript.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And there's nothing unusual or otherworldly or whatever about her appearance.
Well, I mean, that raises the question: are you just sort of giving her a quick glance, or are you studying
Well,
her
okay,
to?
so if
Are you
if I
being a
knew
creep?
about, yeah, no, I do want to, right, scrutinize her, I guess would be.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna nudge Paul. Paul, lay off.
No, yeah. I don't, and I know
You're
that I
making the
don't
lady
truly
uncomfortable.
like understand my nature, but I know now that there's something about the smoke, and I don't know, I'm puffing away harder, and I don't know, maybe something's going on
All right.
there, but I will I will scrutinize her.
Okay. I
Is that
mean,
appropriate for this?
that is
Scrutinize away.
That sounds
100% appropriate.
inappropriate.
I'm gonna say you're in a controlled position. Nothing is gonna go wrong. And standard effect. Let's see what happens.
Now I could
You.
spend
Oh,
stress, right?
yes. So options available to you. You can spend 2 stress to get +1
Hmm.
die. If one of your allies wants to help you, they can spend 1 stress and give you an additional die, if they can explain to me how they're helping. Or if you have an idea for a devil's bargain, which is something goes wrong, whether you succeed or fail, and we decide what it is, and if it makes me laugh, we go for it. But I don't have a good
Um,
devil's bargain in my head right now.
I'm willing to spend. This is important to me. I'm willing to spend stress unless someone wants to
Well,
help a
okay. I
brother
mean, I don't
out.
get stress if you tell me what we can possibly. What are we going to gain from scrutinizing her?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Books is tapped into arcane knowledge and maybe is part of this faction. So.
Hey, arcane knowledge is different than being a creep towards this lady.
Books ain't going to help you.
All right,
You
that's
know what?
fine. I'll just, I'll spend 2 stress. That's
Okay.
fine.
You do,
This is
you,
my
you do it. I don't see
this,
the benefit of
this
expending
is
stress.
this is my thing. So,
You be-
ooh,
Mother
Whoa!
of
holy
God!
cow!
Holy shit! I'm so glad I didn't use any stress.
Oh my God!
Wow. Okay. I believe this might be our first actual crit of the game, which is when you roll a 6 and at least one other 6, which means that you get what you want and then some.
Hell yeah!
Finally.
I know, and now it's kind of up to me to figure out what and then some even means in this situation.
Oh
Um,
yeah. He scrutinizes and then some.
I pull like
Everything
some
I've ever
X-ray
gotten in this
specs.
game has been like, you get what you wanted, but like literally everything.
Mm-hmm.
okay. Okay. You know what? I know precisely what happens.
Okay.
From your scrutiny. Well, but okay. Is there anything specific you are trying to find out, or is this just like, can you figure out what her friggin' deal is?
No, I mean I think that's pretty much it. Except at this point, I suspect that there's. I guess I'm specifically trying to figure out if there's something different about her because now I have a hint of the supernatural and so on. So I'm
Okay.
trying to figure out, but it is what's her deal, but in the sense of what's her potential supernatural deal.
Yeah, what's her abyssal?
Okay.
Excuse me, what faction are you with?
I mean, at this point, I feel like we could ask people.
We
Here
kind of do know that there are factions, but yeah, go ahead.
here's what happened. So you're given this woman, the old hairy eyeball. Um
Wow, gross.
and I don't like she she notices, she sees you watching her, but she doesn't particularly care. Um but what you see, it isn't anything on her specifically, but you're in a casino. You are in a pretty smoky area. And you, perhaps because of your connection with the smoke, you can see very thin lines in the cigarette smoke. Kind of like, have you ever you've seen someone like point a laser pointer through a foggy room?
Yeah. Yes.
It's kind of like that. There are these very thin lines that are emanating from this woman. Like, as far as you can tell, they seem to be sort of connected to around her wrists. They emanate out in all different directions.
It's her Bluetooth connection.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's a Fitbit. What? Oh, you're trying to get your steps in too, huh? What is she wearing? Anything visible on her wrists?
No. This is like, you can't really see these lines at all. It's like you're catching them out of the corner of your vision. You can't see how they are attached, but you can see that some of these lines are moving. And like they are tilting, and if you follow them, you can see they're connected to somebody else who is in this casino. There's like 3 or 4 other people, all of whom similarly nondescript to Toni Collette. One of whom is the other woman you saw with her the last couple of missions, who is off in the corner. In fact, she's off in the corner, and she is what gives you the most information, I suppose, because she doesn't seem to notice that you are watching her. And what you see is that she isn't gambling. She is sort of walking between the tables, but every time there is like a die gets rolled near her, she glances over at what it is and jots down the result in a small little notebook that she is carrying with her. And then after like a moment of that, she reads the last several results. Her eyes kind of roll up, and for a moment there is a flash of the same blue that Books' eyes glowed earlier. And then she looks down, and then directly at you, Paul, looking right at her. She scowls, closes her book, and walks not towards you, but to the elevator, where she stands, waits 3-4 seconds, then hits the up button, and walks away. And you notice that as y'all carry the body towards the elevator, the doors open, boom, exactly as Toni Collette and you and the unconscious body of Hunter S. Thompson have reached the doors.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot to take in.
So this is the information you picked up because you succeeded with like hella style. If you want me to unpack some of what I'm hinting at, you are welcome to ask questions.
Okay.
What was all that about?
What are you talking about?
I think I would ask her. Well, first of all, I'm probably looking very quizzical and surprised right now, and I would say, do you and your friends work here? What's your deal? And I kind of gesture, you know, not terribly obviously, but I kind of nod in the direction of the people that I identified that are connected to her.
Okay. This takes her by surprise, and the fact that she was taken by surprise takes her by surprise. And then she looks immediately quite cross and says, "We work throughout the city. I'll thank you not to talk about it until we are in private."
No, I'm talking about it right now.
Yeah, no, I think I'm convinced enough that she doesn't mean us ill will to be willing to wait until we get up there.
Yeah, and you made your point where you've proved that.
That's right.
I see you.
All right. I look at you guys maybe to see what your reaction is to what I said.
Let's just get up to the room and we'll figure this out.
I'm tripping out because I'm starting to see you, Paul. You start like knowing start like evolving. You've been pretty kind of in the background, kind of been like, you know, I'm the outsider here. There's all this supernatural stuff going on. It doesn't involve me. I'm starting to kind of like see you take, start to embrace like whatever it is you're about, and that's interesting to me.
Well, I think I'm partly quiet too because like gears are clicking, and I am wondering how it is that, yeah, like in the midst of all this weird stuff, that I'm perceiving something that apparently others aren't perceiving is raises a lot of questions, especially after what Marilyn said in the casino about our natures. So yeah, I don't say anything further, and I'm willing to just follow her up to the room.
All right.
So my character doesn't know this, but me, the player, knows this. I think it's really interesting the way Paul's miasmic powers are starting. Because I was always like, what's smoke gonna do? What's what is the miasma? What are the benefits or whatever? But that was pretty interesting the way that played out just then.
Yeah, kind of the hat of the miasma is that it's weird and does weird stuff. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I don't know.
I like that everything so far is not like blatant. It's like maybe I just saw something in the smoke, but maybe I didn't. It's kind of ambiguous that way.
Like smoke itself?
Yes.
All right. So if y'all don't
right.
have anything else to say, you can carry Hunter S. Thompson to the room, and the woman helps you dump him onto his big double bed as if this was something she's done every night for the past 2 years or so.
We don't know her name, by the way.
Oh, yeah, good question.
So, what's your name? I'm Books here. I'm sure you know my name. Well, who are you?
My name is Sandra.
Nice name.
So.
And do you? And again, how do you know Hunter? It seems like you know each other. How do you know Hunter?
What's your relationship with Hunter?
Well, that's not really any of your business, now is it? He and I are quite close, and I have been keeping an eye on him for some time. What I want to know is what you three are doing here, because you aren't supposed to be here.
We can be where we want.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Yeah,
we can go to any casino we want.
Well, it's interesting because Hunter isn't the only person you've been keeping an eye on, it seems. We've seen you before.
Wait. Stop right there. I'm going to take, speaking of keeping an eye on, and I'm going to lower my sunglasses into my glowing eyes.
Yeah, do that first.
Familiar.
Okay, that gets a reaction. That is eyebrow shooting straight up. Well,
yeah.
Now that does explain things, doesn't it? How? No, wait.
Maybe
how
for
did
you.
Do this?
How do we
what?
You, Huber, if that is your actual name, how have you been hiding?
No, I made up the name Hubert. That's the name I picked.
Okay, well, wait, what is your actual name then?
It's Hubert.
It's Hubert.
But with a silent E at the end.
Hubert.
Hubert. No. Right. She closes her eyes for a moment and opens them and says, "No, Hubert, on your birth certificate."
There you go.
And she recites the serial number of your birth certificate as if that proves what she knows.
I don't know my serial number.
Isn't this like your ultimate woman? Books?
Whoa.
She's showing books.
You go down to the Hall of Records too? You hang out there too? How come I haven't seen you there?
Oh, so you need another record head.
Crack your head.
I think I'm a little frustrated because maybe this explains a lot for you, but we're still waiting for an explanation from what I said downstairs and why you've been following us with your buddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. No, stop. Listen. Fuck. Let me double check. She walks over to the kitchenette. She opens up the refrigerator. She pulls out a pigeon, closes it,
Hmm?
lays it on the
Pigeon?
counter, picks up a steak knife, slices it in half,
What?
Huh?
and spills its entrails on the counter, steps back and looks at them for a moment.
No, I've heard of this. This is French cuisine.
No.
This is real parent shit.
No, you aren't here. You literally are not here. You're at the Liston household, and you, and she points at you, Lucky, you have just... Oh, okay. You've just died. That's where you are
What?
right now, but obviously you're not. You're here, and that's because Hubert has been screwing with all of the webs, and God, I am not happy about it.
Huh?
Shouldn't have trusted it to the birds. I should have waited until Hunter was awake and gone through him, but I didn't. Of course
I never
didn't.
screwed a web. What are you
Interesting.
talking about? I'm not the
So
guy.
Hubert,
that screwed
Hubert is
web.
messing with the fabric of what should be.
Yeah, what?
So I should be dead already? Is that what she said? That I should be dead, but because of Hubert, I'm not dead?
Yeah. Did she
Don't
say
tell
anything
me I
about
screwed
me?
the web. I didn't screw a damn
She said
web.
you should be at the Liston household?
The
Is that
Liston
what she
house.
said?
Yeah. What does this make any sense to me? Do I know what the Liston?
Well, Sunny
you-
Liston was.
Yeah, House mentioned
Oh.
Sonny Liston is
Oh.
that boxer's ghost who's been causing trouble, and
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, holy shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
So
that
we're
actually
operating
makes
outside the official timeline here.
that's shocking because I opted not to follow that lead
Yeah.
and come here instead. And now she's implying that's what I'm supposed to be doing, and that's really kind of messed with my head.
You think that's messing with your head? I
And
should
you're
be
supposed
dead.
to be dead.
What
Yeah.
is that supposed to fucking mean?
And I screwed a web? What the hell?
I think at this point my attention turns from her to books.
I barely screwed anything. Why would I screw a
I'm
web?
looking at books.
I think at this point I'm thinking what he's doing is an act, and there's some trickery going on
That
here.
makes
And
a lot of sense.
I ask books, who the hell are you? And what are you really doing?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
I'm less
You
worried
heard her.
about Sandra as I am books right now.
You heard her. I don't know how she would know about Liston. I'm freaking out a little bit.
There's a thing in the future called Wikipedia, and I can talk to
Wiki what? A reader-supported encyclopedia that's accessible from any device? That is
Now
that's
now
crazy
you're-
talk.
I wouldn't pay $3 for that.
I wouldn't.
Sometimes when you can add $1 tip on PayPal. Look,
I think at this point I'm not gonna buy any answer that's I don't know or
I'm
gonna-
what's going on or.
I'm
No.
sorry, but books' shtick has gotten.
All right, you know what? If he's not saying anything, I'm turning back to her, to Sandra, and saying, what is going on with him? What are you talking about? Because he
She
won't.
doesn't know what she's talking about.
This is his constant
What?
act all the time.
That's the kind of shit he says all the time.
Yeah. So if I can't get answers from him, I tell me. You tell me. What do you mean webs? What the hell are you talking about? How do you know about Liston?
What do you mean I should be dead?
Okay. Shut up, all of you. You should be dead because fucking look at this bird kidney. Just look at it.
I mean, it does look succulent, but I
I've been
mean,
looking at nothing but since you sliced it open.
She opens her eyes wide as she gazes upon it, and they definitely start glowing. And like at this point, these kind of webs that have attached to her wrists and are shooting out in all directions, they start being visible. The first couple feet of them to all of you.
Oh, good goddamn.
Right there.
I'm like,
So, I
There
mean,
you are. You got punched by a ghost.
oh,
Right out of your body, and off it goes. Off to God knows where. I don't have the spare birds to find out right now. What I'm telling you is that all events are connected. And I know how they are all connected. That's what I do. I'm tapped into it. And everything
okay, so
was going
either
fine.
the name of the oracles or fate, one of those words was mentioned to us before, right?
The Fate Weavers.
Either fate weavers.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I think I'm not that smart, but I can put two and two together. And I say, so you're a fate weaver.
Yeah, no shit, dumb idiot. I am a Fate Weaver. I am the Fate Weaver.
no.
So I point
am
to
Sandra
books.
Duke. The rest of them bow to my knowledge
Whoa.
of the future.
Damn.
I point to books and I say, so he's a fate weaver?
Nah.
No, he is enlightened, would be how we call it. He is latched onto the webs of fate. I don't know how. I certainly didn't invite him.
Yet he's here. Isn't that interesting?
No one invited me. I showed up.
He's kind of operating outside your little cone of vision here that you seem to be pretty confident you have a pretty good grasp on.
Yes,
Yeah,
which means
here
we
we
are
are.
going
I'm
to
gonna-
need to force him back into the fold.
Look, this is Vegas. I've seen lots of magic acts, Siegfried and Roy, all that. This is nothing new to us. I don't know what you're doing, what your game is. We came to talk to this guy, and then when he sobers up in 12 to 18 hours, we're gonna have a hell of a conversation.
Based on the Wikipedia entry for peyote?
Yes.
And Hunter S. Thompson's tolerance for heavy drug use.
Somebody remind me why were we looking for Hunter in the first place?
I was just thinking the same thing.
He's gonna
Because
give
now
us the info
I'm
we
focused on something else.
need
so-
about Carlucci.
You are looking for Hunter because the house suggested that he was tied deeply to the Fate Weavers. She said he's the one to look for. So, and he is indeed
He Hunter, not Carlos.
Hunter, yeah. Hunter
I
is.
thought she said he would get us leads. She said that he would get us leads to find out about Carlucci.
Right. He's
Okay.
a Weaver. He knows.
Yeah, he would get you leads to find out about the Fate Weavers and what they were up to. And the Fate Weavers, you know, are in league with Carlucci for unknown reasons.
Okay, so here we are, face to face with Sandra, who seems to think she's like Fate Weaver head honcho number one. So
Fate
she's
Weaver Prime.
yeah. So she's who we should be asking about Carlucci.
Wait, no. If they're together, we don't want to imply that we have some negative agenda for Carlucci.
She would know by now, wouldn't she?
Yeah, I would think so. I don't think they're.
Oh.
I don't think they're allied with Carlucci.
Well, I thought that was what Lara was just.
Yeah, they are
implying
definitely
maybe.
allied with Carlucci. You know for a
Oh.
fact the Fate Weavers are the ones who built, God, the sex pentagram in Carlucci's
Oh,
secret
you're
room.
right, you're right.
Can we just make the game about the sex pentagram now?
No. Yes.
Oh man.
And the sex pentagram-
I have one question for you and one question only. Tell me about, the
Yeah,
pentagram. Oh shoot. Well, yeah, we don't exactly want to say like, yeah, so we want to rob and depose Carlucci. So how can you help us with that? That's probably not a good idea if
Well,
they're
the
in
good thing
league.
is, we seem to be operating outside her, outside, her vision or whatever. So maybe our intentions are a little more hidden from her.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, but
aware of what I was doing. I was somehow. She was confused about what I was doing.
Yeah.
She's confused about you, yeah.
okay. Yeah, I'm somebody who's cleverer than I ought to come up with the next question.
So I guess, well,
Can I mingle her?
like you can try
So,
and chat her up.
you come here often?
Well, maybe we don't talk to her. We're not here to talk to her. She's presenting herself to us.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're
She's
here to
insisting
talk to
that
Hunter
she should have waited for Hunter, so maybe
What's
fine.
What's a line do again?
A line would be the action of like slowing yourself, focusing yourself, being extremely careful, and often doing magic if you are a magic doer.
Books, do you see anything special when you look at the entrails?
I can
Does
try.
it make any sense to you other than just a pile of gross, messy organs?
I can try. I can consult the bones. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's, do you want to do that, to look at these entrails and see what they teach you?
Sure. I mean, books. I'll be like, well, amongst the ancient Romans, this was considered an effective form of divination. But I mean, if you believe in that kind of corny thing, but I'll humor this lady.
Okay, excellent. You add 1 to your weird, and then roll your weird as you look upon these entrails.
So my weird is now 2.
Okay.
5 and 5.
5 and
Nice.
5. Okay. And so it's like what you're trying to figure out is what is it that Sandra is seeing. And okay, it you look at these entrails and you see it. What you see, and this is the way you interpret things, is that kind of nestled up in these entrails, where you didn't notice it a moment, is a small piece of paper, and as you look upon it, that paper kind of pulls out from between the pigeon's, I don't know, small and large intestine, right nestled in between them, and it reveals itself to be a spreadsheet.
Whoa.
A
Classic.
beautiful spreadsheet, a perfect ledger upon which you can see a minute-by-minute account of the movements that the 3 of you would have made had you decided to not come and see Hunter S. Thompson, but instead see Sonny Liston first.
What the
Whoa.
hell?
Alternate realities, baby.
You guys take a look at this. What the hell?
Is it cool stuff? Did we make the wrong choice?
We started a band.
Whoa.
What? Oh,
That's so
we
fucking awesome. Top 10 hit.
We have a successful podcast? What?
Podcast. What's that?
All this happened in one day?
There's
Yeah.
a show called Pawn Stars about a Las Vegas pawn shop, and it's my pawn shop.
So what is Book's impression that it would have been more or less favorable? Or I'm just curious, like, what would have happened? Would it have been, well, obviously it was bad for Lucky.
Bad for me.
Yeah, you get like, I don't know all of the details. You'd have to like really study it for a while, but just a quick glance over the timetable, it does suggest that like from arrival to Ghost Riot to Lucky dies is like 10 minutes. It goes south real fast, and then after that it's sort of times and dates of hiding places.
Okay.
Okay.
So I gotta be honest. I was hiding how steamed I've been since you mentioned that me dying a few minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time, because I had in my head that Blue Eyes punched me out of my body and took it over.
Yeah.
But now I'm starting to see that it might have been one of Sandy Liston's ghost lackeys that would have done me in.
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Unfortunately, you don't have the sight. You don't see the spreadsheet. No
I don't.
spreadsheets for Lucky.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm looking 2 books right now.
Like you cannot see it, or
No, you
I just
only
said,
you
oh,
can
no.
see it.
There's no actual
okay.
paper inside the bird. That's just what
I mean-
your dirty ass sees.
I am looking at you with a look that's like, do you see anything?
Yeah, I kind of fill him in, tell him the whole thing.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so
Wait,
yeah,
wait, no,
so
no, no,
much
no,
for
no, no.
the.
You see it in the form of a ledge. Wow. Okay. God, I want to know what's going on in there, and I will. Right?
Huh.
That she
Will,
taps you
eh?
right on the forehead.
Oh shit!
You, friend, Hubert,
Yes.
you have an opportunity.
I have a what?
An opportunity. Why don't we ditch these two for the time being, and you will come away with us, and we will, embark on a small campaign of re-education to ensure that you are properly connected.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass, just judging from your, and I kind of gesture towards the pigeon. That's gross. That's real gross.
This
Not it.
isn't all the time. This is just happenstance. Once Hunter wakes up, things will be much improved around here. I'm flying half blind. It's a real irritation. Oh, yes, it's not an option, also. The two of you, please leave. Lucky, Paul,
Karate chop.
be on your
Karate
way.
chop her on the neck and knock her out.
Well, I hesitate to leave my buddy books. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't trust this woman for nothing. I'm
No
not.
way.
I mean, I tell her, I say, lady, you're crazy if you think I'm just gonna leave my buddy here with you so that you could lobotomize and brainwash him.
Exactly.
Not a lobotomy. It's not really a brainwashing. It's just going to ensure that he is connected in a way like the rest of my associates.